Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kody Brown, star of Sister Wives, has once again made fans sick with a cruel act. He has always uttered offensive things and been disgusting. But this time, it went to the next level, and as usual, the audience called him out. What went wrong this time, then? For further information, continue reading. Fans are tired of Kody Brown's most recent motion. Kody Brown has been nasty and repulsive for many Sister Wives seasons. He has asserted that Janelle Brown, his ex-second wife, simply desired him as a piece of flesh. She laughed when Kody added that she appreciated his six-pack and his appearance. Since he has never given off a hunk-of-man vibe that became amusing to everyone watching. Instead, he keeps making followers ill by gushing over Robyn Brown and claiming that she was a model for some sexy diesel trousers. Now, Kody and Robyn were getting ready to go at the start of the season 19 reveal. He slurped his tongue after describing her as delicious-looking. Fans were instantly sickened since the image was too intense for anyone to witness. Robyn's falsehoods and victim attitude may be the reason why no one has found her to be tasty. One admirer responded as follows when others felt compelled to defend Kody's love for Robyn. Robyn's comment that Kody was raw and yummy during Garrison's tribute sequences was the most repulsive aspect of the entire season. These two are worthy of one another. Because of both of them, I'm still working on cleaning my eyes. I actually threw up in my mouth. It was much too much to take in after witnessing Kody Brown slurping and gushing over Robyn Brown. Although Sister Wives fans are capable of appreciating love, this was excessive and made some physically unwell. In the past, when she saw Kody riding a horse in Wyoming, she was criticized for calling him yummy. Even though everyone was present for Garrison Brown's funeral, she and Kody turned it into a special occasion. Don't share it. Since Robyn Brown joined the multiple family, Kody Brown has been in love with her. Fans of sister marriages remarked that he preferred her to his first 3 marriages. They noticed that despite having 13 other children in need of attention, he was constantly with Robyn and her children. Something had to be addressed after Kody slurped and called Robyn delicious since it was disgusting. In essence, he was telling her that the only reason she looked good was because a professional applied her cosmetics. That's what happens when you have to behave as though you enjoy each other even though you don't. Whoa. It probably skewered me out for that reason. It was also really theatrical, but in a very repulsive way. It was really disgusting, yet she's buying it. There's nothing alluring or romantic about that. He is really nasty. His demeanor and his incapacity to speak without sounding like a caveman. How could any of those women desire to have sex with him at all? He's nasty and a huge man-child. Oh no. The concert from last night was really horrible. I can no longer be with this family. Nobody wants to ever see or hear Kody declare his love for Robyn again, it's safe to say. Did that moment make you feel ill? What did you think about it? Tell us and tune into TLC's Sister Wives Sundays. Sister Wives' eagerly anticipated tell-all episodes have finally aired, and following his recent appearance on part 1 of the reunion, Kody Brown, the patriarch of the Brown family, did himself no favors. After a mid-season pause that provided the show with the necessary depth to deal with the devastating death of Garrison Brown, Sister Wives Season 19 has finally concluded. After the season finale, the group and host Suki Krishnan typically sit down for the show's tell-all interviews, which are like a reunion for TLC. Previously, Robyn Brown, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, Mary Brown, and Kody would all show up together to discuss the season. However, because Mary, Janelle, and Christine have split from Kody, they each made an appearance separately to provide their perspectives on the previous season. The first half of the tell-all interview broadcast on May 25th. Prior to the show, viewers were informed that, at the family's request, they would not be talking about Garrison's death at the tell-alls. After a couple difficult seasons, Kody's actions on the tell-all did little to improve his reputation. For fans of Sister Wives, seeing Kody lose his temper on camera is nothing new, but it has become much more frequent since 3 of Kody's marriages ended. Throughout the divorces, Kody has acted defiantly, saying nasty things like, "I never loved any of my wives except Robyn," among other things. TLC released a video from the tell-all in which Kody attacked Suki for attempting to justify his love for Robyn. In an attempt to play the victim, he said that Robyn and he had been *****h-slapped for their love and that he was sick of it. The rejection from Meri, Christine, and Janelle is obviously still causing Kody a lot of distress, and he is using his relationship with Robyn as an excuse to avoid being the bad guy in the family. Kody reacted angrily when Suki pointed out that he had contradicted himself by claiming that he was attempting to make all of his relationships with his wives on par with his relationship with Robyn, but then claiming that he couldn't love them all in the same way because they are all different people. Kody advised her to try it and see how it works out for her when Suki mentioned that you can't love one wife more in a polygamous marriage. In a different moment, Meri called out Kody's hypocritical behavior for denying her the spiritual release she desired following her divorce. Meri remembered that Kody would always claim that his religious convictions prevented him from divorcing his wife. However, when it came to ending their marriage in the eyes of their church, Kody said he no longer adhered to that religion and didn't want to grant Meri the release. When it comes to Kody, it's a double standard, which is sometimes expected. Kody generally has trouble being responsible. When Suki confronts him about his statements that he never loved Meri, Janelle, and Christine, he concedes, "It's hard to be accountable for things you're saying in a passionate moment." He can at least admit that he isn't taking responsibility for what he has said. He also acknowledged that he thought he was fostering all of his connections at the time, but now he realizes that he wasn't. Meri and Kody had rather different perspectives on the breakdown of his marriage. According to Meri, the religion gave her a spiritual release based on abandonment, a term Kody strongly objected to. But when they looked back on their final years together, Kody disclosed that Meri had kicked him out of their house because she was having an affair with a catfish online. He said that he never returned, which she saw as abandonment, but he claimed that the catfishing episode served as the catalyst. Here, it's simple to see both sides of their debate. Meri and Kody's relationship was undoubtedly altered by her catfishing incident, but Kody was emotionally checked out when he chose to stay married to her at the time. Both of them are to blame. Although he didn't plan to work on it with Meri, Kody stayed in the marriage, giving her optimism that their relationship would eventually improve. When she wanted to end the marriage, he rejected her and became irate and obstinate. Kody Brown repeatedly finds himself in ditches that are deeper than the ones he was in previously. Viewers are weary, since he has hardly ever expressed regret for his disgusting deeds since Sister Wives started. It appears that he has not yet discovered his lesson, even after 3 divorces. Fans have repeatedly claimed that, aside from his 3 wives, Kody has been abusing his husbands, but he has never listened to them. Well, season 19 didn't bring about any changes either. Everyone was looking for some change, maybe a glimmer of optimism that Kody would improve after a dull season came to an end. However, that did not occur. In actuality, his divisive remarks have infuriated viewers. He has once again acknowledged something alarming and irrational in a recent edition of the tell-all. Sister Wives. Kody blames the viewers for not realizing how much he loves Robyn. Supporters of Sister Wives have only wished for Kody to show empathy for his 3 wives and recognize the abuse they endured. However, it appears that the ex-polygamist wishes to maintain his haughtiness. As it happens, he has once again made a startling claim. He insisted that his love for Robyn was divine and that he had done nothing wrong by doing so. Because people don't understand their love, Kody believes that everyone ****TCH slaps him and Robyn. In any case, this made viewers shudder. They never objected to his expressing his love for his one wife. However, giving her priority in a polygamous union truly wounded other spouses' sentiments and feelings. But Kody has been concentrating just on himself because he is a narcissistic person. Sister Wives. Kody claims to be like Batman. Accuses his ex-partners of turning him become the antagonist in Sister Wives Tell-All in the recently released TV season 19. Kody made some startling revelations. If one does not die a hero, they will live long enough to become the villain, the celebrity famously remarked. He explained how being villainized is more important than actually being the antagonist. In the movie Batman Returns, He even went so far as to compare himself to Batman. According to Kody, after Batman's affair with Catwoman was made public, the entire population of Gotham turned against him in the movie. Since he said that Robyn is his favorite wife and that he loves her, he believes that's what the public and his ex-partners have been doing. His fluid mouth, according to Brown, allows him to utter everything he wants without restraint. As a result, the public has found him to be an easy target. According to the ex-polygamist, he intended to improve his relationships with his 3 wives to the same standard as his relationship with Robyn. Kody went on to say that the OG3 disowned him one by one because they didn't want it to occur. It's hard for fans to believe. Kody asserted that it was not illegal to love Robyn. Kody Brown, once a controversial but tolerable figure in the Sister Wives universe, has managed to sink even lower in the eyes of the public after a particularly nasty and disturbing gesture that aired recently, leaving fans reeling, cringing, and in some cases literally using the word vomit to describe their reaction. Over the years, viewers have tolerated his emotional outbursts, his gaslighting, his hair flips, and his blatant favoritism of Robyn, but what happened this time triggered a wave of repulsion that flooded social media with memes, commentary, and genuine concern for the mental well-being of everyone involved, including the children who may have witnessed it. The incident in question, dubbed by some fans as the Snot Rocket Heard round the world, occurred during a confessional-style segment of Sister Wives, where Kody, clearly worked up in a fit of frustration, blew his nose into his hand and wiped it on his jeans, all while raging about one of his ex-wives, likely Janelle or Christine. While the show has never shied away from raw emotion, this moment was visceral, vulgar, and strangely symbolic of what Kody Brown has come to represent for many former fans of the show, a man unraveling publicly and unapologetically before a national audience. Fans quickly took to Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram to express everything from disgust to secondhand embarrassment. Comments like, "I had to pause the episode to gag," and "I will never unsee that. TLC needs to issue a viewer warning next time," were common. Others noted that the gesture, juvenile and filthy as it was, felt like a metaphor for Kody's emotional state, messy, impulsive, unfiltered, and lacking any regard for boundaries or dignity. It wasn't just that he did it, it was that he did it on camera, seemingly oblivious to how horrifying it looked. Some fans called it the final straw, saying they wouldn't watch anymore, not because of the drama, but because of the absolute disrespect for basic hygiene and decency Kody displayed. But let's not pretend this happened in a vacuum. The ugly gesture came at a moment when Kody was ranting, yet again, about how misunderstood he is, how disrespected he feels by his wives, and how difficult it is to be the head of a family when no one listens to him. That's a narrative he's pushed repeatedly, even as viewers watch him neglect his children, gaslight his wives, and centralize every decision around Robyn. The nose-blowing incident, then, wasn't just disgusting, it was theatrics mixed with narcissism, a visual tantrum meant to show just how fed up he is, even if it means grossing out everyone around him. And in classic Kody fashion, he didn't apologize. He didn't even flinch. It's the same shamelessness he's shown in other moments, like when he told Christine their daughter's surgery wasn't reason enough to travel, or when he told Janelle that love should be earned. It's also part of a larger trend we've seen recently, a breakdown of the polished image Kody once tried to project. In early seasons, he styled himself as a quirky but loving polygamous dad, a guy who made mistakes but had his heart in the right place. But over time, as his relationships crumbled and his control slipped away, he became more openly bitter, more controlling, and more volatile. The man who once juggled 4 marriages with smiles and bad jokes now scowls at the camera, curses under his breath, and seethes about betrayal, all while clinging desperately to Robyn, the one wife who still validates him. Psychologists and reality TV critics have started weighing in, calling Kody's behavior symptomatic of deeper issues. Narcissistic collapse is one term that's been floated. The idea that when someone with grandiose tendencies feels their status threatened, they lash out, become erratic, and shed all filters. Others have compared Kody's public unraveling to reality TV figures like Jon Gosselin or David Eason, Men whose egos grew with their fame but couldn't withstand the consequences of their behavior. The nose-blowing was just the tip of the iceberg. The real problem, many say, is that Kody has no one left to challenge him. No wife holding him accountable, no therapist he's willing to listen to, no production staff brave enough to cut his mic when he spirals. Robyn, for all her tears and claims that she never wanted to be the favorite, enables this version of Kody. She comforts him after his outbursts. She validates his twisted logic. And she lives in the million-dollar mansion that many fans now call the Temple of Delusion. After the viral reaction to the gesture, some fans begged TLC to finally intervene, to stop giving Kody so much screen time, or at least to issue a warning when things are about to get that grotesque. Others, more cynically, believe TLC wants Kody to melt down on camera because it drives ratings. And they're not wrong. The episode featuring the gesture was one of the most talked about segments in recent seasons. But at what cost? Viewers who've been around since season 1 say the show has lost its heart. What was once a groundbreaking look at plural marriage has become a soap opera of dysfunction, centered around a man who can't stop embarrassing himself. And worse, now he's doing it with mucus. There's also concern about the children. TLC has blurred some lines in past seasons, but showing Kody spiraling like this, and knowing his kids are watching, feels exploitative. Some of the Brown children have already voiced discomfort with how they're portrayed, and moments like this only add fuel to the fire. What lesson does this teach them? That public meltdowns get attention? That bad behavior is rewarded with screen time and confessionals? Fans worry that if TLC doesn't draw the line soon, the show could go from train-wreck reality to something more disturbing, a portrait of unchecked emotional chaos masquerading as entertainment. Still, many fans say they keep watching not for Kody, but in spite of him, to support the women who've left, to see how they rebuild, and to witness the fallout of a family that once promised to challenge norms, but ended up imploding under one man's ego. The backlash from this gesture may not change Kody. He seems impervious to criticism, but it may change the way viewers see him forever. The nose-blowing wasn't just gross, it was symbolic. It was a middle finger to the audience, a visceral reminder that Kody Brown no longer cares how he looks, how he's perceived, or how deeply he's damaged the family he once claimed to cherish. And perhaps most telling of all, Robyn didn't even flinch. When the footage cut back to her, she was calm, almost indifferent. It's a chilling image, one that says, "This is normal now." Kody's descent isn't shocking anymore. It's routine. The man who once stood on mountaintops declaring the beauty of plural marriage now sulks in confessionals, wiping snot on his jeans and blaming everyone but himself. And if that doesn't make fans sick, then what will? As the curtain lifted on Sister Wives Tell All Part 1, fans hoped for something real, truth, remorse, clarity, maybe even a touch of humility from Kody Brown after a season defined by emotional chaos, fractured marriages, and revelations that left viewers either gasping or rolling their eyes. But instead of getting accountability or genuine introspection, fans were met with more of the same. Kody Brown playing the victim, deflecting blame, and pushing a warped version of events that only reinforced the worst perceptions people have developed about him over the years. If anything, this tell-all episode poured gasoline on the fire, making it crystal clear that Kody still doesn't get it, doesn't understand what he's done to these women, to his kids, to his public image, or even to his own reputation as a so-called family man. And while host Sukanya Krishnan tried her best to guide Kody into self-awareness, what she got in return were crocodile tears, righteous indignation, and gaslighting 101. Right from the beginning, the tone was off. Kody entered the set not as a man eager to clear the air, but as a man wounded by the truth. He looked tight-lipped, defensive, and poised to spin. When asked about his relationships, especially the crumbling ones with Christine, Janelle, and Mary, he instantly fell back into his now exhausting narrative, that he was betrayed, that loyalty was missing, and that he was shattered by the disrespect he faced as the family's patriarch. Never mind the years of favoritism shown to Robyn, the controlling behavior, or his shocking lack of empathy during critical family milestones. In Kody's version of the story, he's the tragic figure, A loving husband undone by ungrateful wives who didn't understand the weight he carried. What made things worse, and more insulting, was how he retold certain stories. He minimized Christine's decision to leave him, suggesting she was always threatening it and finally went through with it just to prove a point. He rewrote his breakup with Janelle as a communication failure on her part. And when Mary came up, he didn't even show sadness, just a robotic nod to their emotional disconnect, as if he wasn't the one who publicly rejected her, humiliated her, and told the world he had no romantic feelings for her while still technically being her husband. In every retelling, Kody made himself the martyr, the father who tried so hard, the man who bent over backward only to be cut down by a pack of women who didn't appreciate his sacrifice.